Hi, my name is Ezra, and I'm 25 years old. I'm going to tell you a really crazy story of how a student of mine tried to make a move on me for some vain motives, and how I accidentally taught her a good lesson for a lifetime. So let me begin this story from the very beginning. I'm a high school teacher. You know, it's a tough job, considering I have to handle a bunch of teenagers who would like nothing more than to skip classes and cause trouble. The problem with my job is that along with the students, I have to handle the parents too, who are quick to come to conclusions about me and accuse me of stuff like not paying enough attention to their child, etc. Anyway, I'm used to it now and know pretty well how to manage them. But what irks me is the so-called high school hierarchy. The nerds, the populars, the good girls, and the bad boys. All the students are divided in these categories, and they behave accordingly. It's pretty ridiculous how this system works. And as if that wasn't enough to do these things amongst themselves, they drag the teachers into it too. Yeah, I'm talking about myself. They made me a part of their ridiculous games and tactics. I mean, no, I wasn't an active participant. I didn't know anything about what was going on till the very end. So there was this girl named Alicia in the senior year. Unfortunately, she was in my class. I mean, don't get me wrong, but that girl always used to rub me the wrong way. And let me tell you why. Her intentions about me were not so good. She always used to wait after class for me, making up excuses, saying she had doubts, and she would corner me in an empty classroom. Well, after that, she always tried to make a move on me. I politely rejected her a couple of times and tried to explain to her, as nicely as possible, she was a student and should know her boundaries. But I guess she never got the hint. When cornering me failed, she started adopting other means to get through to me. She would often leave expensive gifts on my desk with weird little note thingies, and, I threw them all away. Because of the gifts, I almost lost my job a few times when other teachers started suspecting me. Thank God that I had a good rep with the principal, and he believed my excuses. Now, if you think that I was being harsh on Alicia then, let me justify myself. First of all, I knew for a fact she didn't have any real feelings for me. I had heard some students whispering about how hot I was, so I guess I was some sort of valuable person amongst the students. It was a pity that this came from my looks and not my merit. As for Alicia, she was the typical queen bee in the high school hierarchy, so I was guessing it was some sort of accomplishment for her to get to date the hottest teacher in the school. Oh, and by the way, don't misunderstand me. I'm not bragging about my looks. It's just what I've heard from the students. Anyway, so that was pretty much about how Alicia kept trying to seduce me. I still didn't know her real motives at the time. I just used to think she was a teenager who had pretty messed up ideas of popularity and stuff. But one day, things changed. No, I didn't give in to her advances or anything. Things went beyond that. So basically, I'd stayed back in school after the classes were over to check the answer sheets of a recent test. Well, by the time I was done, it was pretty dark and, well, the weather had gotten pretty bad. By bad, I mean it started raining, and I had to catch a bus, which seemed impossible because I didn't have an umbrella. I stood at the entrance thinking of a way out when my eyes fell on a car which appeared out of nowhere and stopped right in front of me. I had a strong urge to roll my eyes when I saw that it was Alicia inside the car waving at me. Was she stalking me now? I wouldn't put it past her. But why was she so desperate? Didn't she have better things to do? Why was she wasting her time on me? I couldn't help but grow suspicious of her. Like, this was way out of line. The car window rolled down and she asked me to get in. I shook my head. It didn't seem right to go with her. "Come on, sir," she prodded. "I'm just giving you a ride home. The weather is bad, and it doesn't seem like the rain is going to stop anytime soon." I thought about what she was saying, looked to the sky. She was kind of right. There were no signs of the rain stopping anytime soon, and there was no other way to get home, so I decided to take her up on her offer. It's not like she could do anything. I knew how to keep her at bay. So I got in the passenger seat, put on my seatbelt. Alicia started the car and started whistling a tune. I frowned at her. She had no manners about how to behave in front of a teacher. "Do you know where my house is?" I asked her. "Oh yeah, I follow you on all the social media sites. And don't you remember? I sent you a gift once at your house," she said casually as if it was no big deal. Stalker. I stared straight ahead, trying to avoid any conversation. But of course, she wasn't having any of it. She kept trying to indulge me in small talk. Do you have a girlfriend? She suddenly asked. That's none of your business, Alicia, I told her in a stern voice. How so? I've been trying to confess to you for so long now, she said, fidgeting with her phone in one hand. Please don't use your phone while driving, I said. She placed the phone on the dashboard and gave me a sheepish look. Yeah, sure. So what was I saying? Yeah, so you don't have a girlfriend, right? Alicia, I am still not going to date you, I replied. Why? She almost whined. What's wrong with me? I'm the most popular girl of the school. All the guys want to date me. You're getting a golden opportunity. I've told you this already. I'm your teacher, I said incredulously. Why don't you understand? I only see you as my student. And I'm pretty sure you don't have genuine feelings for me. So cut it out, Alicia. What do you mean, not genuine feelings? I really like you, she said in defense. Were those gifts not proof enough for you? That's not how you express your like for someone. I gave her an unimpressed look. Those gifts don't mean anything to me. And if you really claim to like me so much, then let me ask you something. What do you like about me? She trailed off. You must have a reason for liking me, right? I prodded. Well, everyone thinks you're hot, she shrugged. And I find you good-looking, too. I shook my head. See? You don't really like me, Alicia. You're just attracted to my looks. You care about what everyone thinks. You care about your image and status. Everyone thinks I'm good-looking, so you think of me as some sort of prize that you need to win. It'll boost your status after all, right? That's not how the real world works. You're still a teenager, and you have a lot to learn. Chasing after popularity is not going to help you in the long run. It doesn't matter after high school and college. Stop! She almost yelled at me. You're saying ridiculous stuff that doesn't even make sense. Her eyes kept flickering towards her phone in panic. I sighed. It makes complete sense. I'm just trying to make you understand what really matters. These are shallow things that you're running after, and you're destroying your future with your own hands. What was your score on your last test? Her face became completely red, and she lied, as I'd expected. Really, Alicia? I rolled my eyes. You're lying about your score to your teacher. I have all the marks. You've been flunking since the last 3 tests, since all this drama started. You should be focusing on your studies, not on your teacher's looks or what other people think. Why? She asked in a broken voice. Why are you doing this? I frowned in confusion. What do you mean? I'm just trying to make you understand. It would be better for you to give up the idea of dating me and start focusing on your studies instead. It will be a good investment for your future. You'll thank me later. You don't understand, she exclaimed. It's important for me to date you, or else everyone else is going to make fun of me. But oh well, you've already ruined everything. They're going to make fun of me either way. Are you happy now? What do you mean? Why will they make fun of you? I asked in confusion. No one even knows that we had this talk, and you don't have to tell them. I'm just trying to set you on the right path. You have lost. That's enough, she fumed. We're here. You can get out now. I shook my head. Arguing with her was pointless. I thanked her for the ride and got out of the car. When I went into the house, my phone started buzzing with all sorts of notifications. I checked them to find that many students had tagged me in an Instagram to some live streaming. I clicked on the notifications to see what the live streaming was. It was from Alicia's account, which only meant one thing. She was broadcasting our whole conversation live on Instagram. That explained why she was fidgeting with her phone and why she got mad when I reprimanded her. I read the comments. Almost all the comments were laughing at her for getting taught a good lesson. There were mentions about some kind of bet she'd lost. I did a little more digging to find out she'd made some kind of bet with her friends that she would win me over tonight and start dating me. Really? How immature could she be? Instead of getting to date me, she got a full-blown lecture from me, and now she was the laughingstock. I kind of felt bad for her, but I guess she had it coming with her attitude. She did the wrong thing, putting out a bet on me after all. What do you think? Was I too harsh with her? Or did she deserve it?